Alrighty, what is up, everybody? This is going pretty well when I hold the phone like this. We're gonna continue this pattern of holding the phone. Today, this is gonna end up being a couple videos in this process, but I'm figuring out a new footwork strategy. I don't even know the words to call it, because it's like I'm just creating it off of stuff. And I tried to share it with someone a while back, and it didn't go anywhere. But one of the people that trained with me, T-City, she came out, and I told her, I was like, look, there's this footwork I've been messing with, and she's newer to fighting. So new, not to put anyone down, not to put her down, but like the regular footwork probably isn't ingrained in her yet. Like, she's like 10 practice, a couple months in. I don't know how far she's been going with me, but I was like, there's this footwork, and I haven't had anyone to work with to make myself disciplined. So, you know, at this training session, if you're up for it, I'd like to work this out. It's going to be more of an educational than us exercising. And she's all for it. That's a great teammate. So we worked it out, and I had done this by myself a couple times, but I needed to see the other person doing it like they're the opponent, so I could narrow things in. And all right, once we did it, she got to name it. You know, I'm going to talk everything I want on this. Being a coach, coaching someone, I want to build my people up. I want them to be involved, and I want them to know that they're valued, like not just as a customer, but like it's a team. There's no one is above another. Like, the conversation is what makes people better. That's how you innovate. So anyway, she came up with the name 3-Step Monster. That name alone is cool, because we made progress to where we realized it wasn't just like we started the drill walking down and back the mat, throwing the strikes. And then we did it with like in front of each other, like where I'm on defense and she's trying to throw them, and we're just simulating, and I'm like backing up and she's going forward, and I'm watching. I'm going to try to verbally explain this. I've never heard anyone do this, and I've never heard anyone coach it or talk about it or whatever. It's always been the opposite. And when I tried to explain it months ago, I compared it to like when you rub your belly and pat your head at the same time, like you have one hand doing the other and it's awkward. It felt like that. So the basics of what the 3-Step Monster is, instead of think about if you fight and train, you go down the mats like warm-ups, and you put your lead foot forward. We'll say you're orthodox, so you step with your left foot, and when that foot hits the ground, you throw your jab. And then you bring your back foot, which is your right foot, forward, and when that one hits the ground, you throw your cross. And you just keep repeating that process. The jab hits with the front foot, the cross hits with the back foot. All right. I have seen this across the country. I've seen it in movies. I've seen it in fight. That's what everyone does. That's what we do. Now, I personally, and people that train with me know, even early on in my training, I was wanting to study Dominic Cruz's footwork. I love the way Dom switches stances and moves in and out. But, and I say all, I know I only named Dom and the regular. They're all kind of intertwined just a little bit. Like, what Dom's doing and what I figured out is very similar, but I don't like to pivot. I don't pivot a lot, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying that someone shouldn't pivot, but like, I know a fighter in our area, he is God. If you're the center of a clock, he'll be standing at 12, and then all of a sudden he's at 3, and he's just completely beats me on that angle. My knees just don't want to do that quite right. So anyway, I'm getting off track. Let's get back on this 3-Step Monster. So instead of throwing the jab with the left foot, the jab is actually thrown when the back foot comes forward and touches. And the cross is thrown when the front foot comes forward and touches. And the timing takes a while to do it. However, me and T-City standing there practicing it out, when she's doing it towards me, I immediately was like, that backhand's throwing me off. That backhand is deceptive. And anyone watches my video and trains with me, you know how important eyes are and range deception is. Don't act like you've heard range deception from anyone else, baby. It's all me. Anyways, while, say you do, so throw your jab out and stand on your back foot. Throw your cross out and stand on your front foot. And feel the balance difference. It's almost more natural because of how we turn our hips and shoulders, which there's two ways to throw. We throw with our arms or our hips. You can throw with your shoulders too. There's a couple ways. But the balance almost seems better like that. And it's crazy. That's probably all the information I'm going to give on this. People don't need to steal my stuff. They need to come work with me. Like, I know my stuff works now. I was working on this and figuring it out, and I just happened to pull up someone's fight. In that fight, that fight's like 30 seconds long, and it's exactly what happens. It's exactly what happens, and there's only about 4 strikes thrown, and it ends in a KO. Who's in it and everything doesn't matter. Like, none of that matters. I don't even think the person that won realized that what they did with their feet to win. They were just looking for the shot. Their eyes were up and they were looking, and it happened. Something else I like about this 3-step monster, and I was trying to explain to T-City, is like we naturally want to throw with these certain steps when we ingrain our footwork to, man, traffic's crazy. When we ingrain ourselves to always throw with the step. Well, when you see these you're going to deceive your opponent when you switched up the footwork. So you're going to see an opening that's not normally there because they are unexpectedly seeing something that they thought they knew what they were seeing. In those openings, it almost feels like it's like you're in the habit of throwing 1 punch, but you actually need to throw 2. And what I feel like what this does with repetition is it increases your volume of strikes. Not only does it increase your volume of strikes, that's actually later, it increases the amount of openings. It increases the amount of openings you have because of how they're going to react to it and because of your deception of range when you're doing this. Anyways, I'm probably going to make a video in another day where I actually get on the mats and demonstrate it. I might use one of the people that trains with me. But yeah, 3-step monster. Never seen anyone do the footwork like this. Super proud of me and my team. Super proud of us because we had an idea and we didn't just sit back and talk about it and say it works. We're testing it out and we're working it out and we're finding the value in it. And I can truly say that makes me so freaking happy and so excited. But I got a ton of ideas. So you know what it is. It's the War Lab. We're big time players make big time plays and we do some big things every round, baby. We make that Tootsie roll.